Let's talk about love, health and wellness, transformation, yeah, we got it. Discuss your breakthroughs, national issues. This show will take you there, yeah. Taking it step by step, living.
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. How are you all doing?
Getting stronger and living longer. Let's figure out the questions for ya. I need a little conversation. You need a little conversation.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon to all of you. Happy Sunday. Listen, by now, y'all gotta be sipping something.
Talk about it on the conversation. When you need a little motivation, life is better on the conversation. Tune into
we are getting motivated, inspired. We are getting just prepared and absolutely training our eyes on 2021.
Here with Shanique on the conversation, yeah. Here with Shanique on the conversation, yeah. Here with Shanique on the conversation, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Welcome to Sunday Sip and Chat. I tell you, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Let me just maybe try something. I don't know. It just looks a little whatever. How is everyone doing? Hope you all are having a great Sunday. So I'm sipping water and I'm sipping my wonderful green, nice goodness. Nice and cool. Something a little off here. Let me just let me adjust while we live, right? Let me adjust some stuff. Okay, so everybody, welcome to, that's it. That's it. That's a lot better. So welcome to Sunday Sip and Chat. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying this Sunday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Let me see who was in the live feed already. Good afternoon to you, Eunice Penniman Taylor. Hi, hello to Dion Barr. Hi to Renee. Hello, Loretta Roberts. Hello, time to get started. Exactly, Dion. Hi, Karen Barr. How are you? How are you, lady? What are you sipping? Good afternoon to you, Betsy Claire. Good afternoon. There's no audio, you said? Is it better now? Tell me it's good. I think I was muted for a second as I was doing some stuff. Also, good afternoon to Gano Davis. Hey, lady, how are you doing? Nobody's sipping anything? Is it just me? Is it just me who's sipping? Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Listen, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to Sunday Sip and Chat. As you come in, listen, help us out here. We're growing and we want to reach all of your friends. How about that? We want to reach your friends in the Bahamas and outside the Bahamas. Help us to grow, help us to get the word out, help us to keep the conversation going, right? Whether it's a Sunday Sip and Chat, whether it's a conversation or a special interview, we need your help to assist us in making it happen. And so welcome to today's show. Welcome to Sip and Chat. Listen, today we're talking relationships, in particular marriage. That's right, marriage from the woman's point of view. And I have 3 different stories here for us to mull over and hear and share. There's a woman who is I guess divorced or divorcing after 20 years. Yes, 20 years of marriage. I hope I got that right. There's another lady who has been in a 20-year relationship. 20 years, no ring, no nothing. Was it her choice? Was it the fact that he has just not popped the question? I mean, how do you find yourself in a relationship for 20 years? Ladies, I'll say this. It's easier than you can imagine this. You can imagine this happening. And I believe it's easier than many of us think it is, because many of us may say, oh, child, no, child, after so many years, whatever that is in your mind. And if he don't pop the question, child, I'm moving on. Not so easy. But we're going to hear from her. Then we have a newlywed. How does she see marriage? I guess there's like the rose-colored glasses, right? Like just pure hearts in her eyeballs, because she's still in love, and it's wonderful. So it'll be wonderful to hear from the 3 of these ladies, coming from 3 different points of view, 3 different perspectives about marriage, about long-term love, about commitment. And so I'm really happy to have you all tuned in. Please do share the live stream. Share the live stream. Share the live stream. And Louis, what are you saying already? Ain't nothing happened. What are you saying already? That's what I'd like to know. What are you running on with? And so, yeah, hi to everybody once again. Hey, Karen Marsh, how are you? How are you? Hello to Diane. What are you sipping, Diane? What are you sipping today? That's what I'd like to know. Your show was really nice on Friday. If you guys, Diane does a sex talk. You've heard that? That's right. Friday sex talk every other Friday. Really, really nice. A lot of you tuned in. And that number is growing. And so of course we want you all to just tell you, like the page, follow the page, because a lot is happening on the page. And so it's just nice, good, entertaining, informative, educational, provocative stuff that's happening. And so we don't want you to miss out. And so, like the page, follow the page, invite your friends to like the page, and keep supporting what we're doing. And so it's really awesome having you all here. And let's get started. Let's meet today's guest. Stacy, I need you to be quiet and just take notes today. But let's meet today's guest. My first guest is, okay, so we'll start from the newlywed, because she just seeing things as awesome as they are. Tanya McFall. Tanya, please introduce yourself to us, because I am forgetting your new last name. So please introduce yourself to us officially. Unmute.
I just realized that I'm so excited to be here today for the conversation. Good evening, Bahamas. My name is Tanya McFall Major, and I am newlywed it's almost 2 years now. Am I still considered a newlywed?
Or well, it's coming up on 2 years, so I think sort of this year.
Well, I'm excited,
especially when you compare 20 years. Yeah, think about that now.
So I'm definitely the baby in the bunch.
Yes, absolutely. And so thank you very much for coming on and sharing your experience and being very open with us. We are happy to have you. We also would like to welcome to the show Cheyenne Williams. Good afternoon to you, Cheyenne. And I know the two of you are together, so let's just bring the two of you in at the same time. Good afternoon, ladies.
So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Bahamas. My name is Dr. Cheyenne Williams. I'm the divorced one right here, and I will be able to be speaking to you from that point of view today.
How recent are you divorced?
Just April.
Oh, just this. Did the pandemic have anything to do with it?
The pandemic has nothing to do with it, Shanique.
Okay. And then there's our lady, the special one in the group, the one who has been in a relationship for 20 years. And people may want to beat up on her and say, well, oh, child, she's stupid. Child, she this, child, she that. But you know something? You don't know until you know. So let's just officially meet you and let's get started.
Okay, so hi, Bahamas. Hi, Shanique. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm Latoya Roberts, and I'm sipping water. So let's get
Yes, Latoya. I don't know what Tanya and Cheyenne are sipping, but you sipping your water and I'm sipping my. Okay, both the two ladies are sipping water.
I have some kind of cider. I think this is a lemon and ginger grass, what is ginger and lemongrass cider?
Yeah, that's the new
glass. My husband's name on it. Maybe that gives me 2 points.
Well, yeah, that'll give you a few points extra here in the show today. And so, listen, welcome to the show, everybody, and really happy to have you ladies here to being so open, etc. You know what, Latoya, I think we can jump in right with you. Latoya, how do you be in a relationship without a ring? Without even, not a promise ring, without even to say, well, we engage all this time, whatever the situation is. But how 20 years? Explain that.
You just do it, Shanique. You just do it. But on the real, though, it's been a lot of factors that kind of took place from it started. I had previous children before getting into the relationship. So now getting into the relationship, you have to get to know each other first. So the first phase was, okay, let's try it for 6 months and a year, and then let's see what happens. So 6 months turned into a year, turned into 2 years and 3 years. And, just the promises, after.
But Latoya, so after 5 years, the children already know him. He already know them. You probably, if he has kids, the family has now amalgamated. The family and everybody kind of accepting the fact that, okay, that's daddy's new girlfriend. This is mommy's new boyfriend. And so after 5 years, did you started having any thoughts?
Well, after 5 years, like I say, I came in with 2 previous children, right? And in the relationship, within the 5 years, we had a child. think, yeah, we had a child. So I was there for the child, and just slipped my mind. I just wasn't interested in it anymore. The time when I dealing with the kids and trying to get my career on track, and it just slipped my mind. And then it came up a little bit later on, probably 10 years, and it's just the promises, and then eventually, I just stopped asking.
You stop asking. Are you both still together?
Yeah, we're still together.
And have you, when was the last time you brought it up, or he brought it? Well, I know the men, I'll tell you, if men could get away with it, I tell you. Yeah, but when was the last time? I know, right? When was the last time you brought it up?
Well, probably, I don't know, probably 6-10 years. I don't know. So it just happens,
No, it does. And the thing is it can happen easier, unaware than you even, like you said, sometimes you're just so preoccupied with stuff, and it's in the back of your mind somewhere, but you just, it's just something that happens, I guess, is what I can imagine. And any woman who really thinks about it, really thinks about it, you figure, something, this actually can happen. And so let's hear from you, Dr. Cheyenne. Let's hear from you. Married for same amount of time, yes. And then now, as of April, you find yourself a single woman again. I mean, what in the marriage that kind of pushed you to say, you know what, enough of this?
Well, good afternoon again. During the time that we were together, when a couple gets together, a young couple, as young girls, which I've discovered, as young girls, everybody wants the picket fences and the happy home with the dog and the children, and everything is going perfect in the relationship. This is the picture that society paints to us, believe it or not, as young girls growing up, and everybody just wants to get married. Okay, so this is the illusion that I had in my head for marriage. Okay, and then later on, I learned that that there's something called red flags. And being a young lady, because I got married at the age of 18. Being married, I'm being a young lady at the age of 18, getting married. My ex-husband showed me some signs that I was unaware of, and that I didn't actually take seriously. Or I always convinced myself that he'll change. He'll get over it. Or he does this because he loves me. Or he's jealous of these people because he loves me. Or he's fighting and carrying on over me because he loves me. Or he's following me this place because he loves me. Well, of course, later down the road, you would then become aware of these actions, and you would realize after talking to persons on a mature level, after research, after listening to persons like Dr. Miles Monroe teaching and some other mentors on relationship, you would then sit back and realize that this is not what I had in mind. This is not happiness. This is not love. Love is patient, kind, long-suffering. Love feels good. What is this that I am experiencing?
So what started happening? You started feeling, well, first you think it's cute, eh? Yeah. Let's be real. You figure, oh my God, he just so loves me so much. Like he wants to know who I'm talking to and where I am and all that stuff.
That's to see if I'm okay. And he's asking me these questions because he's being protective of me. But little did I know that this was an act of what some would call a narcissistic action, where a person use these kind of things to manipulate you.
But how do you know that? But how do you know, Cheyenne, that, wait a minute, because how do you know the difference? Truly, a woman wants to feel protected, loved, and we consider all of that as a part of our love language. So how did you know that there was something wrong here? This was more than what it should be.
Right. So after the jealousy became so extent that it came with fights, and it came with accusations, and it came with anger and disrespect. I'm like, hold on, this is not the way that I see marriage. And after you get over it and he apologizes to you, he says he's sorry, you then forgive him because you love him so much, and you think that because you love someone, it means that you have to stay with them. And during the part of my marriage where I was tired and I had made the sound decision to leave him after seeking counsel, you know, persons would be like, do you love him? Yes, I love him. So it could work. No, it can't. Because after 18 years of the toxicity, you would find yourself in a place where you will mentally send yourself insane because of the apologies, after the apologies, after the abuse, after the arguments. You get tired. And the thing about it is, Shanique, I was the wife that no matter what, I did what I needed to do. So I was not a wife to go there and say, oh, he did this to me. Oh, he did this to me. Oh, he fought me. Oh, he's being this. I never did it. I never even told my family. When this thing of divorce came up, my brothers and sisters, my mom was like, what you talking about? I never. So
you all gave this happy image outside. You never, in 18 to 20 years, you never brought them in, and that was something you battled with on your own.
I battled with it on my own. And let me tell you what led me to the point where I had to go for a divorce, Shanique, because at first I told him I'm tired. Well, anyway, when I told him I'm tired of it, he told me out of his own mouth, I'll take you serious when I see divorce papers.
So you call his bluff?
Yes, I did. I did. Because not in a million years he thought that I would have done that. I never thought in a million years that I would have done it. Because Shanique, we had this marriage that I tried to always make work. As you know, Shanique, I'm out there in the business world. I'm an educator, you know, and I had to sit down and really think to myself, social media is out there. What if this man was to ever meet me after a show, coming from off your show, or after a business meeting? Oh, who is this? You know, when it's time to go to work, you will know, oh, how much men you work around. Who talked to you today? These kind of foolish things. And I'm like,
but you know what's funny? You never adopted the attitude, because I'll tell you what it is. That attitude, that toxic behavior is also very catching. And before you know it, you start questioning him. You start this, you know, the same thing. You start being like, as he was acting with you.
Right. And so I would say that, you know, people would be like, people only act like that when they know they're doing something, or when they think you're going to do something to them that they did to you. And I'm like, nah, man, I love this man with all my heart. You know, before I became aware. You know, I love this man with all my heart. I'm going to make it work. After the fight, he's sorry. He buys me gifts. He'll give me money. He does these things, and I make it work. Because I said, he's really sorry. Not to find out 2-3 weeks, maybe a month later, the same action.
How did it start affecting because you're a businesswoman, you're an educator, you are also hugely involved in a number of decision making in your industry, like a number of things. How did it start affecting you as a professional, even as a mother and a wife in the home, and also the home itself?
As a mother, this is what really...
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so as a mother, this led me to, this was my first thing after you know, because it started when the children were young. And I tried to hide these behaviors from them, as much as I could. But as they got older, I realized that the children, even though I was trying to hide it, I have 3 daughters.
You all please stop calling her. That's what it is. That's what's going on right now. Please stop calling her. She know that you all could see her. You know what I mean? Tanya. She knows that you all can see her. Stop calling. What you calling for to say? Or is that him calling saying, sis, you're talking too much? Like, what is it? By the way, I want to say, I know, right? I want to welcome everybody to today's show. This is Sip and Chat. And dealing with real life stories, real life. You heard a woman, and we're going to get back to her because the thing is, it also plays with the woman's psyche about, am I not good enough? You know, all of these questions. I want to know, has LaToya ever asked herself that after being in a relationship for 20 years and just keep extending this marriage, she hasn't talked about marriage in 6 to 10 years. Like, no woman wants that. Every woman wants to feel special at some point in her life that my God, this man put a ring on it. And Tanya, that's exactly what happened with you, eh? close to 2 years ago now, you walked down the aisle. I was there to witness your ceremony. And when you hear stories like this, but you are at the beginning of this journey, what comes to mind?
Well, first of all, I want to, of course, thank you, Shanique, for the opportunity and commend both Dr. Williams and Ms. Latoya for being courageous enough to share their story with so many women out there who need the help. You know, I saw someone's comments, and I hope that this is an eye opener for women. And I do hope it helps to change lives, because that's one thing that you're always fond about, is helping to change and to mold lives. But listening to her, and she talked about him watching and asking all of these questions, what comes to mind is, okay, this stalker behavior. And so normally, you know, we watch those Lifetime movies and we see how the guy is following. It causes you to be like, okay, maybe you still need to pay attention. And for her to go through that experience and not even to tell her family, it causes you, like, as you continue to question her, was like, okay, what are some of the other things that ran through her mind through that entire 20 years? You know, I'm dealing with this, I'm holding this in, I'm not telling anybody. Like, how was she able to go through that process? And it reminds all of us to keep our eyes open. And if it is that you need to have a conversation with someone, you're not alone. Find a trusted person. If you need to go to a therapist, don't let anyone tell you you don't need to go to a therapist.
I like what you're saying, because that's why Keyshawn Fowler saying now, Lord, let these stories of these women be an eye opener for many women out there. Because guess what? You are not alone. No,
you're not alone.
Many women, this is their story. Whether you have been strung along, and I hate to say that with Latoya, but whether you as the woman, and somebody said something about settling, like whether you continue kind of just, you know what it is you're doing, and you get numb to the point that that you start making excuses about the fact that this man isn't proposing or something.
And even in our society, as I mentioned earlier, we're trained to realize that marriage is the ultimate goal. Oh, they're back. They're back. So
but it is. Listen. Well, it wasn't the ultimate goal for you. If you're involved with somebody, by the way, how long were you involved with your husband before you all got married?
Well, we were together for 3 years. And
okay.
This will be 5. But what I'm saying is that, of course, for most persons, marriage is a goal, because some persons prefer to be single, and that's fine. That's a decision that they make. But persons in society make it seem as if this is the ultimate goal in life, and if you don't achieve marriage, you'll never be anything.
Oh, that is so true, and
that's not true. Go ahead, Chuck.
Well, Child, y'all can speak all y'all want. Let me hear, because I want Latoya to talk in a second. Go ahead, Dr. Cheyenne.
So while marriage is a beautiful thing, will I get married again? Of course, because I know my worth, I know who I am, and I know that I am marriage material. Okay? So not because you were in a relationship, and I like to describe it like this. Here's the triangle. I'm at this end, he's at this end. I traveled this way, he traveled across. I went up and he went to me. I went to a different level. Okay? And because he couldn't understand why you going to why am I going to all these schools? Why am I trying to get all these diplomas? Why am I excelling myself? You can't understand that because you choose not to understand that. Okay? Some men, believe it or not, hate a strong black woman. And I today...
you really think that was a mixture of what it could have been?
That's what it could have been. Some men cannot take a strong black woman. And I know I'm a strong black woman. I am very persistent. I'm consistent. I'm committed. You know, and I'm one that believe in, if you do not take God along with you in this relationship, it's not going to work. So I am of the Christian faith, and everything I do, I consult to my Heavenly Father with. You know, these are the things that I brought to his attention. When you're with a man, and men do not like to communicate, some men do not like to communicate. And when you are with someone and they choose not to communicate, that is the first problem that is going to cause other problems down the road.
Mm-hmm.
If they cannot sit and understand you, I heard a message once. In marriage, there is me, there is us. There is me and there is you. There is purpose in me and God put purpose in you. We are two different individuals, but there is us. So when we decide to go and seek what it is, our purpose in us, we do that separately. Then we come together and we make our ends meet and we elevate together. He couldn't understand the me and the him. He just wanted me to be us or do what he wanted me to do. This could not work because, Shanique, if you find yourself not pursuing purpose or what is destined in you doing, you would find yourself miserable. I found myself doing every catering to him and the children, which my children are my world. I catered to their needs for years. I knocked down what I wanted to do for years. This is not the way it was supposed to be. But for that peace of mind and to make this marriage work, I just...
But I'm a bit confused because, Latoya, I imagine you would be thinking the same way. I always thought the us in the marriage was like the thing to strive for, like to be like, that's the thing you want to aim for. You want to be an us. Latoya, no?
Yeah. I want to get. We were an us. It's an us. But the society paint the picture that there's a common law wife, and I was okay with that. After a while. But there's no such thing.
There's no such thing, Latoya, because guess what? You ain't entitled, Latoya. You will have to fight from here to Jabim to get anything, because there's no such. You are not lawfully entitled to anything.
Thank you. Now I know. So, but it took me all of that long time. So, like I said, society kind of paint the picture to me to set my expectations kind of to height. But me and my experience here, like I think I'm just I give up on the marriage thing.
But don't get, Latoya, and I ain't trying to break up your home. I just want to find out, because if it were even on, if you're in a relationship for over 3 years, sometimes 2 years, you wondering, but what happened? Am I not good enough? See, I want to know from you as a woman. Let's be real. Yeah. As a woman, what were some of the things even now that you've been asking yourself? Because sometimes we could numb ourselves into thinking, let me just leave it, because maybe tomorrow he can wake up and say, let's get married. But truly, what are some of the things that go through your mind?
Well, I was at that point where I started to doubt myself. Cheyenne is my best friend. We've been friends for just as long as the relationship, right? So, and she would come to me because she was already married, and I wanted to get married. So, she would.
But you use in past tense, so that means you no longer want to get married?
No, I don't think so.
Now hold on 1 second, Latoya. Cheyenne, what do you think about that? Because to me, it sounds like Latoya has done what men want her to do in terms of, and when I say her, what men want a woman to do. That means forget about this marriage thing, and he still can have his cake and eat it too.
She is my best friend, and around the same time, I was being aware of making myself aware and reading up and doing my research and realizing that this was not happiness. I started to talk to her. We started to talk. And we made each other aware. We started to watch the videos. We started to listen to some inspirational things. We started to do this. She said to me, Cheyenne, I don't know, but the marriage, I said, look here, marriage is a beautiful thing. I think the thing is, she does not want marriage with the person that she was with all of these years.
Wow.
That is her situation. Because,
oh, man.
Yes, because some men will manipulate you. And believe me, sisters, they will make you feel as though you are the problem. You will find yourself second guessing yourself. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do? You didn't do anything. Enough is enough. Mentally, I had left that marriage from 2014, because in 2014, see, it all has reactions to actions to reactions also. In 2014, I lost my 11.5-month-old to cancer, my baby boy. Women are emotional creatures. I went through that. And my husband was not the emotional help. He was not the emotional help. He told me
support. He told you what?
I'm the strong one. I had to be there for him and my daughters in the most difficult time in my life, Shanique. I had to do it. And then on top of that, like when he was sick, me and him was off the island for about 4 months. Me, him, and God. My husband said he was too hurt and afraid to come over and stay. He couldn't deal with this. He couldn't take it. But I had to take it because my
man, you're listening. Lewis, tag some of your Lewis Parton. I know that's your last name. I hope I have it right. Tag some of your male friends in this thing. Yeah, that's it, Lewis Parton. Tag some of your friends. You all hear this? Oh, don't do that. Even if you just stand silently. Yes. And I know you're gonna say, well, the woman, no, the woman want more than that. Once you're there, she won't talk. But the point is, you cannot just dump that in her lap.
Yes, don't do it because I had to take it. The six times he was rushed to ICU, I had to take it. Me and God. The open surgery, the connectors, I had to take it. It was me. And you would think that after this experience, you would have a mind that is totally there for you. After you would have given your all, you would have given up on the job. Look, I told the minister, I said, I don't care. I have to be here for my son. That job, forget about everything. I tried to save my son. I did everything. And like I told you, Shanique, I'm a Christian of the Christian background. I lost Joshua. I lost this son that God said that I was going to have. But in that hospital, Shanique, God said, you're going to have a Jeremiah. I told my husband these things. And he was just, he said he was going through. He said he was also going through. I don't know how he felt. I don't know what he was dealing with. But one day I just started crying after the son had died. And I came back home and everything. I started crying, looking at the pictures. Oh, you need to get over it. He's already gone. He's already gone. You need to get over it, Cheyenne. I'm like, what? So from that point on, Shanique,
you disconnected.
It was disconnect because I promised my father that there was nothing in this world that would ever hurt me as much as losing my only son did. When God spoke to me, he said, whenever you see there's an only son that lost, God favor you and there's something on you, because he told me he sent his only son to die on the cross for us. You understand? So I'm telling him that, and right after that, I told you he promised me a Jeremiah. I called him and I called my best friend and I called her cry and I said, God say he's going to take Joshua from me and he's going to give me Jeremiah. I said, but God, I don't want you to take Joshua. Give me Jeremiah, leave Joshua. I want all of them. But of course, he took Joshua. I called my husband. I said, God said in 21 days, Joshua will be gone. And as sure as there's a God in heaven, in 21, Joshua was gone. Wow. And I said to him, I said, God said he's sending me a Jeremiah. And in 9 months, Shanique, there was a Jeremiah.
So all of this you saying and showing this man.
Yes.
And listen, let me get to some comments. More me says this abuse is no joke. I have been there, and Dr. Williams, I can relate with you on every level. That is that emotional. And you said he even got violent with people he suspected maybe you was having something extra to do with. And
that always a problem. Always a problem. It was always a problem. And I had to, like I told him the other day, I explained my life. For the past 20 years, I just been explaining my life away. Everything was explained. After a fight, sometimes you're tired of that.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And the hurtful part is, because I was silent with everything, when I told him I'm tired, I quit, I give up, he went out there, Shanique, and the stories he went and told to people, including my family. I'm like, what? And when I would call him out on it, he would be like, I ain't tell nobody nothing. They're lying on me. But I'm like, how would they know these things? I know I don't talk my house business. It's my business. Mm-hmm. We went everywhere to everyone with these stories. But you know, Shanique, I said to myself, I have nothing to prove to nobody.
No one.
Straighten out with nobody. Whatever he told them, if they believe, keep believing. Because guess what? God showed me when he walked out, Jesus walked in. I'm at peace. That's all.
And so now, since April, you guys have been officially over. And no chance of reconciliation.
No chance, Shanique, because let me tell you this last point. I went to my Heavenly Father. I said, God, you have to show me because I'm tired. I said, God, you have to show me. You have to show me, God. I don't understand it because I came into this for my life commitment with this man who I still love. I still love. God said, Shy, and my daughter, you are a car. And I called my pastor and I told him, you're a car that your husband is driving. He takes you out and he crashes you and he puts you in the shop. Before you're fixed properly, he takes you out again, takes you on a drive, he crashes you, and then he puts you back in the shop.
Wow.
My sister, one of these days, when he takes you out, come apologize and do all these things, get you back, and take you out, you're going to be a write-off. There will be no fixing after that.
And that emotional, mental abuse, it is more destructive than anything else. And the fact that he was exposing you to potential danger, because if he's gonna go and lose his temper and fight and do all this stuff, then you don't know what could happen through those experiences as well. Let me get to one or two more comments. We have to bring Tanya, because I want to know, as somebody who is a newlywed, what is she doing? She's now hearing the stories of both women. I hate the fact that LaToya, she just gave up on marriage. But we can see what LaToya, we can talk to LaToya. But the point is, I want to know how Tanya is feeling and what is she intentionally doing. I'm sure that's not the first time you've heard stories like this, Tanya. And the fact that you, who just got married, decided how you were going to make your marriage work along with your husband, what you're going to do differently. We want to hear about that. And so today, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Sip and Chat. We are talking to 3 different women about marriage, about love, about life from 3 different perspectives. One, a newlywed, one who's been in a relationship for 20 years without a ring, and the other who has just ended a marriage of 20 years in April of this year. Nothing to do with the pandemic. The fact is, she was tired of the turmoil, the emotional and mental abuse, and all of that came with it. Sometimes even violence with her husband not being able to control his temper or his insecurities, and it played out in the marriage and affected the home and her. And so today we're sharing those stories, just so that, and I like what Keyshawn said, that hopefully other women are listening, other women are paying attention to spot some red flags. Let's get to a few more comments. Lewis says a lot of females can't handle the truth like wise with men. And so he is saying a lot of women, like men, can't handle the truth.
The thing
Go ahead, Tanya.
Okay, so going back to what Dr. Williams said, and it's something that I always tell people, we always say, oh, you need to find someone to love. Yes, love is important, but at the end of the day, love, you need more than just love. Just like Dr. Williams said, you need more than just love. You need that emotional support that she talked about. You need that physical support. In some cases, you may need that financial support. And yes, I see a comment saying that not everyone is called to be married. That is true. But at the end of the day, what we still need to remember is that even when we do get involved with someone, not to allow ourselves to be wrapped up in their world, that we neglect ourselves.
Yes.
And that is something that happens a
so
lot.
Tanya, so what are you doing? You a young married couple, a young wife in a couple. What are you doing to ensure that you maintain yourself? Because LaToya, I ain't gonna lie to you, there was a time in my life, girl, listen to me, I wanted to merge. I just want, let's just be one. Let's just do this. There's no Shanique. There's no, there's just us. We doing this. But now, as you are hearing and I'm hearing, I mean, I've grown into this. But the point is, you're hearing the necessity of having your own identity crafted out. And so, what are you doing, Tanya? As somebody who you still have rose-colored glasses when you look at your husband. You still want to be all up around him every day and want him to be up around you and asking you where you at, etc.
Well, that's true. Hold on, that's true to an extent. Because you know what? To be honest with ourselves, we want our space sometimes. Let's be honest. Hollywood paints this picture that we want to be lovey-dovey when we roll up.
Hallmark channel.
Hallmark, Hallmark could lie, right?
Well, they don't lie, girl. Everything in Hallmark is true, every single thing.
but no, Hallmark is good. But we have to be honest with ourselves. So we both have different parts, different interests. So I'm like business, I like public health and stuff like that. He's more in education and politics. And so we support each other. I may go to an event for him, even though I may not necessarily be interested in it, but I'm there to show my support for him and to help him to grow. He shows his support for me when I do whatever it is I do. Even like I said, even if it's not, even when it comes to maybe is that you both need to go back to school, encourage each other, learn. Yeah. He thinks he's the ultimate chef for us. And so I say, okay, babe, you want to chef it up, go ahead. He doesn't, he wants his mushrooms and everything a certain way. And what it takes to learn each other and appreciate each other's differences. Because if you can't appreciate each other's differences and notice certain things from advance, you're going to have a problem. And we have to remember not to be selfish. Yes. We have to remember that we have to understand compromise. And I'll tell you, sometimes it's not easy because sometimes I like things my way, which is natural. But we have to understand that, guess what? You're no longer in this by yourself. Okay? Yes. If I like the right side of the bed, I may always want to be there, but if he's there, let me go to the left side, you know.
And these are things you have learned just for peace, and like you say, just to be able to say, you know what, let me make this work by sometimes.
Exactly. And it's not that in the process you're not trying to undermine yourself or neglect your needs. And one of the things that I always tell people before Alfonso and I got together, anytime I was dating somebody, first of all, I never really took them serious, right? That's just I didn't really think. This was usually after I used to say a simple prayer. God, if this person isn't for me, take them out my life. And I tell you, every time I prayed that, in 3 to 7 days, that person was out my life.
Yeah.
And so simple, just like that.
Yeah.
And even by doing a simple process like that, I found that I avoided a lot of heartache. And we must, as women, there are certain things that we have to be careful about. And even as Dr. Williams talked about, she talked about the little signs that she noticed. We have to be careful about those things too. We need to, if we see there's a difference with something being cute and him showing that he's caring, you know, coming to support, and him calling you every time you outside, you know, he's outside looking at your window, he's watching you from afar, and he's questioning you. That's a big difference. Yes. If he's publicly embarrassing you, grabbing you by your neck, calling you names, and constantly belittling you, that is not the person that you need to. And I've seen it over and over in our society where men speak to their women in certain ways, especially in public, as if she is stupid, or women doing the same thing to men. You can't emasculate each other like that.
Right. And if I can say, it's because some women, and being a mentor as well, this is a part of what I do. Some women do not know what it is to love themselves. Some women do not know what it is to be happy with themselves. So
and that's important.
When they go into these relationships, they are looking for this person to love them. Whereas that first love
to love them, to make them happy, to come. Hey, now listen, now wasn't this the cutest thing? To complete them. Weren't we all there? No, when Olivia, listen to me, when Olivia Pope said on Scandal, if you want me, earn me, you know, like complete me. Listen to me, that was the theme for every woman there was, because we just was caught up in complete me.
Definitely. And even if you're married for 30, 40 years, I think it's every day of that marriage life, you are supposed to be doing things to continuously earn your partner. It's never supposed to stop. You're never supposed to stop earning your partner.
That's true. And adding to what you said as well, doing simple things, you know, you may not have $1 million on your bank account. That's fine. But do simple little surprises. Maybe just buy them their favorite ice cream. Right. You know, paying attention to the little things that adds up for me. Right.
Yes.
And so I guess I don't want to say we have a competition, but my husband and I, we do that a lot. To be honest, he does it more times than I do. And I have to catch myself and say, hold on, Tanya, you're falling.
But that's also good, right? Because you do it, you do it, but it's good that he is making these gestures more than you. So it sounds like you took your time, and you weren't together with him for 5 years before, whatever. And I want to know, as we go to a break, I want LaToya to think about this and answer this truly. When you think about, do you value yourself? Do you love yourself to have stuck around in something and still hang around in something that you now figure somewhere deep within, you know what? I don't even want this anymore. I mean, you've had me hanging around for so long. LaToya, by the way, how many kids you all have together? 2. And so to have stuck around for 20 years, my God, that could have been 20 years as man and wife, like what the dickens. So I just want to know if it has come to your mind somewhere that, man, hold on, do I truly value myself? Do I truly? And don't answer that question yet, LaToya, you keep that right there. Let me get to some comments. By the way, if you're just tuning in, today we are talking to 3 different women about marriage. One is a newlywed, one is just divorced a few months ago, and one has been in a relationship for 20 years. And so we are talking to them about just where life and love finds them, particularly marriage. And so we're going to talk and we're going to get to that in a minute. But let me just get to a few comments before we take the break, and then we'll come back and hear from LaToya. Stacy Smith says, the most dangerous level of abuse is when you have to hide it, putting up a facade in the public and catching hell in private. Kind of how you heard it, Cheyenne? Hello to you, Ferguson Gray, Grand Bahama watching. Thank you very, very much. Good afternoon, Alice Roll. Let's just see more comments. Let's just see. Hello to you, Shantina Hall. Good afternoon to you. Karen Barr says, marriage should be the ultimate goal in a relationship. If I'm good enough to carry your baby, I'm good enough for you to make your wife. That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna carry the baby? Like, shoot. You know, we've been together for a minute now. Like, how come? What happened? Like, what happened right here? What's happening? Let's just say Karen Hepburn says women need to first love God, love self, and then love another or others. This is scriptural. What I'm saying is we need to love ourselves more than we love the man.
Yes.
In that he is abusing you. Love you and get away from him. Good afternoon to you, Greta. Good afternoon to you. Absolutely. She's saying good afternoon, Sip and Chatters. Yep, absolutely. Hello, Vanessa. Vanessa says, Miss Miller, I love this doctor. She's on point. Yeah, she absolutely is. Dr. Cheyenne Williams, that's you. Marriage don't complete you, God does. This is Cortina Major. Boy, Cortina, child, there was a time. There was a time that even I had warped. I want to be married, of course. I'm just saying, you was like, complete me. And, women grow up thinking that.
Yes,
we have Barbies, and then, and then we get caught up in Hallmark. We get caught up in Hallmark, which is all true. We want that fantasy life, but sometimes we can't create your own fantasy, as Tanya describes, that her and her husband, they do for each other, etc. And every fantasy is different. But let the fantasy let there be some realistic and realism in the fantasy as well. Let's just see. Vanessa Stewart says, Miss Miller, does she have a website or Facebook page? She speak a lot of truth. Cheyenne, look like you can be a relationship coach in a minute.
Say this, I'm actually months away from finishing my book.
Very nice.
What is the book called?
Silence, the Life of a Wife in Fear.
Oh wow, that's
dang.
We
are gonna. Okay, we're gonna hear you tell us a little bit about it when we come back. But you obviously need to launch some sort of group, and I need my 10% cut. Thanks. No, you need to do. No, you do. You need. Listen to me. There are women out there who sometimes everybody are not going to sort of reach where they need to be by themselves.
Right.
That is why coaching is out there in so many respects. Is what I'm saying. Right. And you see the ladies asking. So Gano says, Shanique, I can't remove my fingers now. No, you can't. No, keep you and Stacey, you all keep right there, but you all behaving today, son. My Lord, that is shocking between the two of you all. Keishan says, that's what I'm certain Tanya meant. Women think marriage is the ultimate goal. Relationship, yes, but not life. And you're right. No, you're right. I mean, we all want to be married, or most of us. But you're absolutely right. Let me see something with this girl. Say, this lady bought me 50 mangoes on last week, Monday. I almost want, Stacey, you obviously don't listen and follow advice well. Florina said, I've become selfish and taking care of myself first. And that is what we're going to find out from LaToya. LaToya, what lessons have you learned? After 20 years, you must have learned some lesson that, you know what, it's time I start. And see, people on the surface, yes, of course I love myself. But you know it's deeper. You know that question is a lot deeper than how it sounds. I know it's deeper. There was a time I may have said, of course, what you mean? Of course I love myself. But I can truly say now I am getting to love myself more and respect what it is I am, what I bring, who I am. It's a journey to get there, truly there, where every woman needs to be. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from LaToya. LaToya, what happened, man? You had no self-esteem. You had no self-love to hang around for 20 years. And now just thinking about what your next move is going to be. We are going to come back right after this break. This is Sunday Sip and Chat. More after this.
Make this your best summer ever with Flirty Girl's Sexy Summer Slim Down. Lose weight and win up to $3,000 in prizes. Sign up today and enjoy weekly challenges, weight loss coaching, and unlimited group workouts, including fat blasting boot camp, yoga, Pilates, cardio boxing, hardcore abs, dance off the pounds, and more. Enroll as a VIP and receive a free 7-day detox, 1 free laser lipo treatment, discounts on body contouring, facials, and Brazilian wax, plus massage and sauna treatments for just $1 per minute, all summer long. That's right, all summer long. Prizes include 1 year of free body contouring, free fitness programs, and so much more. All participants will be invited to take part in our sexy summer photo shoot to show off their results. So come on, what are you waiting for? Registration ends June 10th. Call 677-1689 or WhatsApp 467-9630 for more information.
How would you like to shed some extra inches of unwanted belly fat? Did you know that there are alternatives to surgery to get rid of unwanted fat? Let Therapy Natural Health Spa help you reduce fat without surgery. Therapy Natural Health Spa employs a series of methods in a customized plan to suit your fat loss goals. Target those stubborn and challenging areas on the body with our cavitation body shaper that uses heating lasers to break up and melt fat during each session. Did you know that as you drink water and exercise, that your lymphatic system and liver work together to help eliminate fat? Let Therapy Natural Health Spa help you get the results you've been waiting for. Call us for a free consultation and let Therapy Natural Health Spa work out a plan for you. Check us out on Instagram or Facebook. Our numbers are 393-1126 or 806-1132.
Maybe it's for the thrill, or the scenery, or maybe you do it for the speed, or maybe it's for the baby. It might just be for the next stop, or even for the beautiful moments. Whatever your reason for driving, we'll be there to keep you going. Atura Auto, servicing your vehicle at a price that keeps your pockets happy. Call us today.
Sunday Sip and Chat. I am Shanique Miller. Let me get to some comments real quick. Nish ACL says, I cannot do the common law thing. No way. Cortina Major says, common law, the devil is a liar. Here is Troy Johnson. There is no longer a you or an I when you are married. It's only we. But us, Troy, that's what I thought. The two, me and you, have become one. So everything that should be done should be centered around the growth and the development of both parties as one unit. This is why it's important to find the right one for you, someone that is compatible with you in every aspect of life. Keyshawn Fowler says, wait, tell LaToya, stop. LaToya lying to herself. She wants to be, and she wants marriage, and she wants it from this man. LaToya is Keyshawn right? Come on, women don't give 20 years. Women don't even give shoots. We don't go and give a week. Well, okay, that's a little much. We don't give an extended time to a man if we don't want forever with that man. You are truly saying that you are now in a position of reconsidering everything? Is everybody there? If we can bring, oh, okay, good. Yeah, LaToya, I was asking. I think you're muted. Oh, okay, okay.
Now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so first of all, it didn't start off like that, with the intent to be a common law wife. No, it didn't start it that way. eventually, in the beginning, that was most males' dream is to be married.
That's right.
Do the magical stuff, right? But like I said, for me, I only can speak on my behalf. I had previous children, right? Now I said I'm gonna get into this relationship with this guy. I'm gonna try my best to make it work, right? So I did everything I could, everything I thought possible, to make it work. I gave sex on time. I cook, I clean. That's the society paint the picture.
You had his do-rag ready. You run his bath.
Like, if you want to have a man, these are the things that you do. You cook, you clean, you wash. You have sex. You do everything that he wants to do. Not being guided, because my mom's not married. Not being guided by anybody to say, okay, well, this is how a marriage should be. This is how a relationship should be. So the only person who I kind of had was, my friend, my square was limited. Only person I knew who had a marriage was, Dr. Williams, basically. So she would guide me and stuff like that. And I tried every single thing I think possible, But what happened to me is, I noticed it took a long time, because like she said, after our experience, we sat down and we started to, build on ourselves. We noticed what was lacking, what we needed to improve in ourselves. And
on yourself.
It was self-love, so I know that that's what I was lacking. I'm like, why was I doing everything for this guy and, not really doing anything for me? So for the past probably 10 years, I've noticed that. So I started to transition. I started doing stuff for me, what I like to do. I started traveling, I started reading books.
But the thing is, you doing these things, right? And you going and exposing yourself. You and Dr. Cheyenne, y'all going to New York, y'all going to Paris, y'all going to Italy, but you're still coming right back to him. What are you? And I'm not trying to tell you walk away from this man of 20 years with 2 children. I am asking, even in the middle of all that, what are you willing to do now? Listen, man, we didn't come through a whole pandemic.
I'm willing to throw in the towel. That's what I'm willing to do. I'm throwing because enough is enough. Like I said, it's been about 20 years, and I gave you sufficient time, and I stopped asking. He never bring it back up. So I guess that's...
And you would think, and that's another thing, where our guy is, I think his name is Troy. You give such an intelligent response. Why? What happened to y'all? Like, how was it that, my God, 20 years? What happened? 20 years that she can't, you want her, and then when she bring it up, she nagging, because you all like to run to that. Oh, stop being so nagging. The thing about it is, what happened that you couldn't do? You see the woman, she keeps herself well. She runs your bath, cooks the food, keeps the house clean. She is active behind closed doors in the bedroom. Like, what more you want? You have 2 children together. Like, come on, man. But I'll tell you this, LaToya, I bet if you step, and we ain't trying to, listen to me, the sip and chat / the conversation, ain't trying to get in people's business. All I'm saying though, you step out there and say, you know what, dude, I bet he'll have the ring in a minute running behind you. Either that, or you meet the person who truly you were supposed to meet right out there waiting for you right away, right now. It's as simple as that. By the way, I want to say a big hello to everybody who's watching on YouTube. Big hi to you. I know Kara is there, and Kara, you guys are having a great time there on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching today's show. This is Sip and Chat. We're talking about love and marriage and commitment from 3 perspectives, 3 different points of view. One, a newlywed, one who's been in a relationship for 20 years, and you just heard her. She said she is at the point now that she wants to throw in the towel. We're not telling her to do that. We're just saying all of us as women, all of us have to begin really examining ourselves and re-examining ourselves. One, of course, who's been divorced since April of this year, after having just a tumultuous time in her marriage in terms of insecurities, etc. And so she decided that enough is enough. She would end that. Let me get to 1 or 2 more comments. Plenty time to be wasted, I guess. That's LaDawn Davis. LaDawn, by the way, my colleague, thank you so much for streaming. I'm telling you, man, you don't want to waste no time. 20 years, that could be a family together and a life building.
Like, may add something to that. A lot of people look at it as wasted years, but what I look at it is experience. You now know what you do not want.
That's true.
Now
Did we lose her?
Okay. Dr. Cheyenne, your internet seems to have frozen a bit. Let me just get to one. Go ahead, Dr. Cheyenne. You look like you're back now. Okay, your internet is freezing. Kyonique McKinsey says, you did the right thing, which was to move on. You would have lost yourself if you hadn't. And so, Dr. Cheyenne, that's true. Many times us women, we lose ourselves. We lose that thing, that special thing that made us from hanging around a toxic relationship like that or environment. Dr. Cheyenne?
Many days driving home from work, Shanique, I found myself driving and I do not know where I was driving, Shanique. I was lost. I am like, where am I? Many days, Shanique, I would go in the east to the food store, in the west to the food store and walk every single aisle because I was mentally drained.
Wow.
I had to catch myself and convince myself that even though I love this man with all my heart and being, I cannot allow myself to lose myself because I want to be here for my children.
Yes.
I still fulfill purpose. So that is so true.
Yeah, because you're responsible for the purpose that God has placed on and in your life to fulfill. You're right.
Yes.
Let me get to a few more comments. Once again, thank you very much, YouTube audience, for watching. LaDawn, I'm telling you, these stories are quite something. Dr. Williams or Latoya, when do we know enough is enough? This is from Amor Me, which is love me, is what she is saying. She says, the question is, when, to both of you, when do you know enough is enough?
Go ahead.
You go first. Okay, so when you know enough is enough. When it comes to the point whereas this man have you questioning your own sanity. When he has you thinking, what am I not doing wrong? Right. What am I doing wrong? Why am I causing all of this? Why is he acting this way? What am I doing? When he have you questioning yourself and you literally in your mental state cannot function, it's time to quit. It's time to call it quits because that will be your breaking point. That will be your breaking point. And being a mother in this relationship, when you see it get to a point where he doesn't care how he act out, even in front of the children, even in front of my only son that God sent back to me, that was like, no way, no way.
Latoya, you want to add anything or are you good with her answer?
No, I'm okay with her answer.
Okay.
I wanted to add, Shanique.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Tanya. Yes.
Something, going back to what Dr. Williams said, when you're questioning yourself, because we've all seen persons in relationships. We've seen not only where women have been going through these things, but men as well. And the thing is, and oftentimes that the men don't speak about it the way that they should. So they keep it hush hush to try to protect their ego.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you still have children that are watching you. What are we teaching our children, especially our young girls?
Yes.
Who have so many things going on. I mean, the way that we grew up, the things that they're seeing and being exposed to is of a completely different nature. And even going back to dating in itself.
Yes.
One thing that's important is that you know who you are, like we've been saying over and over, and that you're involved in the things that are helping to grow you and your passion and making an impact. So when that person comes and they meet you in your season, doing what it is that you're doing, and you both blooming together, when it is that you come together, it's not going to be this struggle for power. Right. It's not going to be this struggle to be seen that, oh, well, you always here, always there. No. Yes, you make time for each other. And when we got married, 3 months later, the pandemic hit. Right. I was like, Muddo, I could have saved plenty of money from my wedding. But besides that, we were now stuck together in lockdown central.
Yes.
So we had to learn so many different things.
My God, that was a christening, eh?
That was a christening.
Because you all had just gotten married for real, and 2 minutes later the pandemic happened. You can't move, and so now it's time to truly know this man in quick time who you married,
and you can't leave because you go outside, you may get a ticket. So Go ahead, Doc. You can jump in.
I was going to say, this is what urged us to go and become youth leaders with Ministry of Youth and create the Faces of Beauty Youth Organization, because we realize that there are many young girls out there, and me being a high school teacher for 13 years, we realize that there is a gap. We would think that everybody is teaching their children what we are teaching our daughters at home, but they are lost, Shanique. So
yes,
during the time we have our beauty meetings with the youth organization, we take the time to speak to these young girls. We teach them, you know, it is not of any kind of, it doesn't look good when we as women, young girls, are always fighting against each other, because that is the thing. It is not our job to be jealous of one another, but we always should be building each other's up. And I have a thing with them. We fix each other's crown, because we all are queens, and because we are queens, we practice things in a professional manner. We practice helping each other. We practice speaking to each other with respect. You know, we do these things because we are royalty. And, you know, I teach them, we have to talk about relationships, because, you know, a lot of their relationships start from junior and senior high school.
Yeah, those same toxic relationships start right from then. Yes.
So we have to talk to our young people, and we do our endeavor best to try and encourage them in doing the right things, you know, which is holding off until, you know, you get out of school and you set yourself on a platform where you can maintain yourself, where you love yourself, where nobody could bring you a chicken in the bag and make you feel like a god. Because like I always express, the first man a daughter is to ever fall in love with is her father. So, you know, we try to teach these girls and talk to them, but at the same time, we teach them a trade. We give them some kind of empowerment.
Right.
So we realize that a lot of that is not taking place in the homes. So
no, it isn't. So it's a good. It's wonderful, the program that and you said, Latoya, you involved in that as well. Latoya, listen to this. Listen to this from a man. Lewis Parton says, his friend had 3 kids with his baby mama, met a girl less than a year later and married her. He said he could not believe that. And you know, Latoya, I ain't speaking that over in your situation at all. Never Defeated Kelly says, Jesus found me. I was in the worst relationship and end that quickly when the Lord stepped in and realized that only God can fill all this hurt and pain and rejection. Let God work on you first. Many women want to jump from relationship to relationship without healing. Well, tell that to Jennifer Lopez, eh? Jesus, y'all want to bring her on the show? Because Miss, exhale. You do need healing after my Jesus, Lord. You can't just be on your back with one man and then on your knees with the next. When you blink.
And that is something that we need to continue to tell people. You need that time for healing. I don't care if we walked out on you last week, 2 years ago. Many times that's still some hurt deep down inside that we've not dealt with. Yeah, we can talk about the spiritual part, and that's important. But there's some things that you need to do because you need to start over. I know of this girl who said just recently, like one weekend was the first time she went to sleep without having a partner next to her, and she was amazed. And I'm like, but that's not what you need this time to get that healing. You know, if not, you're going to be right back in the toxic cycle. You need that to be broken. Someone mentioned soul ties. We don't take soul ties and its meaning as serious as we should, because if we really do, we'd really be careful who we connect ourselves with. And we have to be careful, going back to what we said earlier, what we're teaching our younger generation, and not just teaching them how to cook and to clean, because we need to teach men and younger boys how to do that too. There are going to be times when that woman is coming home late at night, almost at curfew time, and she has a long day. And she would appreciate if you cook some food or when you bring her some food. That helps. You know, she may have to rush her all day doing all of these things, even simple things. Even if you can't boil water good, you know, make a little grits and tuna in the morning, you know, to start a day. Simple things like that add up. But we got to keep reminding people, not settling. Not just because like Dr. Cheyenne said, he brings you a chicken in a bag means that you must, you know, go all out on.
You mean the chicken in the bag and the blue mystic ain't enough? Like you shouldn't sell your whole soul for that?
No, no.
You deserve more.
That's right.
I want you ladies to think, each to have a final comment in just a second. Let me get to one or two more comments. By the way, hello once again, YouTube audience. Great to have you all streaming. More Me says, we women make a lot of compromise for these men, and some of these men don't appreciate it, and we find others who do. Very, very true. And that's why, you don't do it for them though. I think I think it was Tanya and all of the ladies. Sometimes when you are busy about yourself, that's when Boaz,
Yes.
we get caught up in that word, but it's true. That is when, when you are so caught up. What did you say?
There's no space for the right person when you're entertaining the wrong person.
That's right.
I tell you, you know what I mean? And so let's, ladies, too much damage women out there. This is Never Defeated Kelly. Cortina Major says there's no me or my in marriage. It's just us. I firmly agree with that as well. I totally agree. Vanessa Stewart says, Dr. Cheyenne, do you have a Facebook page or website to be a mentor? I tell you, Dr. Cheyenne, you can listen to me. You and I, we can
get that started.
Women, it's obvious women need it. Lorena Pratt says, ain't nobody talking to me all kind of how. I'm not accepting that. Why sometimes those things sneak up on you in a relationship, and before you know it, you sitting on with your hand under your chin.
That's
Vested
true.
interest. Okay, then finger still. Yep, no, Gano, you keep your finger still there. Yes, thanks. Thank you very much. You're behaving. Lewis Barton says, listen to that Big Sean single. Ain't that, again, that will sort it out. You all what is that Big Sean single? Nish ACL says, I can't do 4 years without getting engaged. After that, sir, I go on. Yeah, man, some people are still gonna be dating for 2 months and then married. Like Anishka Miller says, maybe Latoya doesn't want to be married. A common law relationship is probably her preference. Nishka, I hear you, Anishka Miller. But Latoya, like any other woman that I know, she wants to be married, and we many times we tell ourselves things because we convince ourselves of certain things. No, we want to be. Excuse me, am I not worth us building a life together lawfully? Am I not worth that? Like everybody, every woman wants that, whether you do it at the courtroom, in a garden, on the beach, or in a church. The point is you want it. Teresa, hello Teresa, fabulous watch. Oh, Teresa Butler, Davis Butler, Fabulous Wives Club is watching. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cortina says, Nish ACL says she wants to read the book that you're talking about. Karen Hepburn says a relationship takes two people working together to keep the marriage. Both parties have to bring 100%, not 50-50. And that is what I agree. Stacy, no, Stacy, you kind of sort of behave today. He says, she haven't done anything. Shia, never tell you, you wouldn't want Stacy and Gano Davis to doggone be free on here on this live feed today. So I've told both of them to be quiet. Karen Marsh says, women are complete in themselves. Don't ever look for someone to say or to complete you, but to advance you. I like that. A man should come into your life to advance you just as we advance men. Meaning a woman, I've heard a pastor put it this way, like women are incubators. And so you give them a seed, they grow that and they help you manifest that and make sure that's nicely pruned and everything. So the man, your seed must be good to deposit for it to grow. Otherwise you grow toxicity.
Yes.
Hello to Juliet Forbes watching from Ottawa, Canada. Thank you so much. I'm happy you enjoyed today's show. Stacy says no companion or partner can complete you. No, man or woman, they can complement you but never complete you. And you're right, because that is how that's some of the fantasies we've had in our minds growing up. And you realize now as women that you better come complete yourself, but also expect him to do the same thing. Because one person can be such a drag on the next. You heard Dr. Cheyenne explain her story very well.
I want to add something quick, Shanique. Something that we always need to remember, particularly as women, is that not to be so quick or be so willing to bring wholeness to someone else, as in finding what we call a charity case or a project, and wanting to mold that person into what we want them to be or who we want them to be. So that's another thing that we have to be careful of. We have to make sure, we understand the person. That's why, like you all said today, you don't have to rush, take your time and learn the person, don't rush it. Oh, he cute. Oh, he tall. He gets money. No. You need to find out what he's really like. What does he do when he's mad? How does he react? How does he speak to his family? Does he treat women in his life respectfully? If you do something wrong, is he going to publicly embarrass you or humiliate you? And the same thing for the men, the same thing for the woman who you're dating. We have to move from the shallow mindset, looking from the outside. It's more on the inside.
I agree. Let me just get this comment, Dr. Cheyenne, and then I'll give you an opportunity for your final comment, and then Latoya. Karen Hepburn says, yes, Shanique, we women are unique. We are not made from the ground. We were made from his rib. Yes. A man who finds his missing rib will not, or dare I say, should not abuse her, because he will be abusing himself. Now, that is so awesome. Hello to you, Daphne Lundy. Karen Moss says, Latoya don't want to be married, and it's quite comfortable, in a relationship. Karen, I'm not sure about all that part right there, because he that finds a wife finds a good thing. He that finds a woman, now there's a difference. Gano Davis Ebron says, Florina, I'm wonderful. Hey, ladies, thank you all for always just keeping the conversation going, even if between each other. And so let's just maybe get to one other comment, and then I'll give everybody an opportunity to just have a final 30-second wrap up. Completion is found in Christ and not man. That is Nicole Saunders, and that absolutely is the truth. Ladies, just jump in 30 seconds each, please, for a wrap-up comment. And so, Latoya, we already know you are re-examining everything about these last 20 years to see exactly what moves you make from here at this point moving forward. But ladies, a wrap-up comment, 30 seconds.
Okay, so for me, my experience, I get on whatever happened to me, that happened to me, so I am able to pass my experience on to somebody else. Okay, now my advice to persons are, you have to watch out for the signs. Look for the person. Love yourself. Get to know who you are first before you move on to the next relationship or any relationship. Get to know who you are, what you like, what you dislike. So when somebody comes along, you know what you could deal with from what you can't deal with, and not to waste time. That's my 5 cents.
Very good.
Okay, and with me, I would like to say, sisters, you need to take time and build up each other, because we spend so much time fighting against each other. We are not able to sit down and speak about our experiences. So once communication can be good between us sisters, and I call us sisters because we women are sisters. Once we can communicate, we will be able to build each other. Our problem is we go into these relationships and we build these men while we break ourselves. So we're breaking them and we're breaking ourselves. So if we would learn to count on each other. And by the way, the Doc Talks is a show that I used to come on to Facebook and I talk these type of things. But we need to know that we are here, and with unity, us as being sisters, there is strength. And once we have somebody that we can talk to and get their advice, and they could tell me their experience, and I could take my experience, and I'd be like, okay, that's something I missed. Wow. And I could do it this way, or I should do it this way. And if you can do that, that would be a great start. But we have to learn as sisters to build each other and not tear each other down.
True. Tanya?
So good evening, everyone. I just want to remind you to take the opportunity to develop yourself. Stay busy about doing what it is that you need to do, and be open to a partner coming into your life, but make sure that you're both flourishing. Look out for the different signs, and make sure at the end of the day, this is someone that you're sure that you want to be with and that you can support. Not saying to compromise yourself and to neglect yourself, but make sure this is someone who is going to grow with you so you can be a better couple and to have a better impact on our country.
And Stacy says, Stacy Smith, Dr. Williams is speaking the truth. Stop breaking yourself to build up someone else. Thank you very much, Karen. Karen enjoyed the show. Joylyn Henfield and Turks and Caicos. Hi, Joylyn. So true, Latoya, and blessings to you, she says. I thank you, ladies, very, very much. Maybe we need to visit a Doc Talks, and there are one or two others I think we can bring in that, and perhaps have it like, once a month, Doc Talks, and where we totally, be bare, naked,
Shanique, you could make it happen. I'll be with you.
Okay, I like that. I like the Doc Talks. Let's make that happen. Let's do it. I thank you, ladies, very much. Tanya McFall Major, Latoya, your last name again?
Roberts.
Latoya Roberts, and of course, Dr. Cheyenne Williams. I thank you all very much, ladies. Social media, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, please do share the live stream. Tag several people in it, share it in your WhatsApp groups, share it in your Facebook groups, and let's get it out there. Let's push it. A great topic, a great show today from these ladies this afternoon. I thank you very much, Cara, as well. So listen, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of this Sunday, and see you tomorrow on The Conversation, and also in the morning for Wake Up and Win. Everybody have a great afternoon.
A little conversation.